It's fucking Chucky! Happy Easter. We're all sitting here having our Easter dinners. Ha! April Fools! Easter isn't real. Hello everyone, welcome to Nerdly Kingdom, the podcast you tell your friends you listen to ironically. I'm Brad, also known as Toto McGillicuddy. I'm joined with the other two usual suspects.
Sup, I'm Lori, aka Loriarty.
Hey, I'm William, and you can call me William or the Dude.
There was another nickname I was going to give you this podcast, and I forgot what it was, which is probably a good thing, because I doubt it was something
Brendan
nice.
Yuri.
Also known as Hipster Trash.
I am drinking a PBR, so...
What's a PBR? Oh! You and your acronyms, bro.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. I brought a couple with me today, because I got some shit to talk about.
We have a special guest, PBR.
This podcast sponsored by Red Bull and Pabst Blue Ribbon, because I'm drinking both.
Dude, that would be fucking awesome. But no, it is not. What is this?
A piss by any other name would taste
What is
bad.
What is this stuff?
It's beer.
Yeah, I see that. Does it have any alcohol in it?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not seeing it.
You.
I see no proof.
It's a light beer.
So it tastes bad and there's no benefits. Wow, that's good on you.
I get pretty drunk off of 3.
Was.
So you only got 2.
I'm very...
Yeah, you're
I'm
like...
a lightweight.
I know, I remember the last time.
I'm 140 pounds soaking wet.
Jeez, I wish.
Yeah, welcome to Nerdly Kingdom, where William has a Red Bull in his left hand and a Pabst Blue Ribbon in his right hand, and he's ready to talk some shit tonight.
I mean, what can I say? I've got a full throttle in one hand and Kraken in the other, so, like, I can't...
This is how we roll it.
I have a cup of water.
This is how we roll at Nerdly Kingdom.
I'm so dehydrated from the amount of coffee that I've had the past 2 days that all my body wants right now is water. Like, even if I eat something, it's just like,
That's fair.
Water?
Okay, we are going to talk about Ready Player One.
Okay.
I wanted so much for that movie to be bad. I wanted to start this... You good?
Yeah.
ASMR.
I wanted to start this with... I really did. I wanted the intro to this episode to be like... I went in to see Ready Player One expecting it to be nostalgia-baiting garbage. And I was right. But that's not what it was. I mean, it was, but it had other stuff going on for enough that I don't consider it a terrible movie. I wanted it to be so bad. I was just really...
Yeah, this was one of those movies that was just perfect for our cynicism to really seep into.
But it
luckily another movie came out this week before last that we can hook our cynicism into.
I mean, that one wasn't an awful movie either. Well, I'll get to that. Anyways, Ready Player One. What are we going to talk about? I have notes somewhere. You guys talk about it while
I made notes in my head.
I made notes while the theater was playing the
I've
movie.
been trying to do that, but every time I take out my phone, I get really self-conscious about it.
See,
I hate seeing other people take out their phones, so I've been trying to sneak in notebooks, but...
Well, notebooks are hard, but, like, I'm in the theater I go to has the chairs that recline back, and so, like, in enough room, and the row behind you is so far up, I could do whatever I wanted. No one would notice.
Whenever I go with other people, we sit really far in the back, which, I mean, I'm not a fan of, but It's not like I'm going to say anything, so... You're the last people on a row. Yeah. I can pull out my phone.
What? Do we want to talk about anything first? Like,
I'm just going with the flow here. I mean, I've got something to talk about mainly, but like I've got a little rant to go on, but I'll save it for later down the line.
My main issue with this movie is that it all takes place in the Oasis until it doesn't, and that is when the stakes should have been raised, and they were. Yeah. And they forgot. It's like he just forgot that his aunt got murdered. He's like, oh no, my aunt's murdered. Wow, you're really pretty. And they just don't mention it again until the end. He's suddenly angry again. He's like, oh yeah, right, my family died. You killed my family. I forgot about that. And that just really bugged me.
That was my biggest issue with the overall, because someone on Reddit talked about how the book, the nostalgia baiting and the overall prose of the book is god awful.
Yeah.
But the stuff that the story wise and character wise, it's really well written. Like Wade has a really great, well written character arc, and the book takes place over the span of several years, as opposed to like how it seems like a week in the movie.
Yeah, it's like just.
And so the characters have more time to develop and interact with each other.
It makes a bit more sense
grow.
Too, because it's like the guy released the info about the keys like
4 years before.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh hi, 2 days, I have all keys, boom.
Yeah, and I said the movie's better with the nostalgia baiting.
Mm.
It does a better job of making references without it being overblown, but the book does the character and story stuff better. And that's kind of that. And that was my biggest issue too. Was we go from in the Oasis him being like, "Oh hey, I love you," and she's like, "No, you don't."
I love that scene. I was so happy. He was like, "No, you don't."
That was a great scene.
That was
two scenes later, her being like, "Oh yeah, I love you too," I guess.
Yeah,
And
but
it was just really weird.
they did almost die together. That is.
Yeah, but it seems like there was. I mean, the movie's
It
already
almost
2.5
felt like there was a
hours long.
message there, and it almost.
Oh yeah, they
faded,
definitely
and then it
had
was just
some
pulled
semblance
away.
of a message at the end, but they rushed through it so quickly they didn't have time to really develop on it a bit. Because the ending,
Sorry, my knee just popped. It hurt real bad. I'm okay. Continue.
We're all old.
it went from okay, I've inherited the Oasis, and I've learned that maybe we should care about the real world, and and then they never went into any kind of specifics of how we're gonna do it. It was more so we're closing the Oasis on Tuesdays and Thursdays so people
That
can
was
enjoy
not-
the
that
real
was-
world.
That's terrible. Why you close down the whole thing on Tuesday and Thursday? What if this one dude is only off on Tuesday and Thursday? You just shut down his whole world.
That's what I'm saying, is that this was the reality to some people. And it's like, but that was the thing too, is they never talk about what they're going to do to change the world and help rebuild the world. It was more of, we're going to close Tuesdays and Thursdays to focus on each other. So it seemed like this is just designated sexy times for us.
It is designated sexy
Put a pin in that, because I do want to talk about how they could have handled that. Okay. But before that is my problem with this movie. This movie...
Number 2.
This movie wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a masterpiece, and it was a fun movie. I'll give it that. It is a movie I would watch again were it gifted to me or already on.
Yeah.
Or on Netflix. If it's on Netflix, I'd probably watch it multiple times.
I feel slightly relieved hearing that, because like hearing you guys talk about it before, and it's like, yeah, da, 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 and I was just like, I guess I'd watch it again if it was there.
I really expected it to be nothing but nostalgia baiting, but I wouldn't even say it's nostalgia baiting. Like it handled the way that if everything was VR, that's exactly how it would have went down. It's like,
really was.
That's exactly what it would have looked like.
I think just some of the reference in it just felt way too overdone. Like when they were talking about his favorite
scene went
and all
way
that.
too long.
The Shining scene is my favorite part of the whole movie.
It was well done. I'll give it that. Did a good job. Lasted way too long.
Oh, I loved it.
Way too long.
I like the Shining scene, but I also H was my favorite character.
Oh, absolutely.
Like H was
H
also and then whatever TJ Miller was playing. Like
H, I immediately knew that H was not what H seemed.
It was the voice.
It wasn't even. It was the mannerism.
Did they alter the female's voice lower, like pitch bend the voice
for the H?
Yeah,
maybe sure they did.
It sounded
you
digitally altered.
You easily could have done when you.
But it's like I like that. That's what I was hoping that.
But what I was getting at is that the world itself makes no sense. Like none.
Like the real world part?
No, the Oasis. Oh. Like, it wouldn't function. There's no way that would actually work. First of all, I don't believe in rules except permadeath, the biggest rule of them all. Yeah. You die, you lose everything. That's like the worst rule. That is the biggest rule you could possibly put in that game. It's like, no, I don't like rules except you lose fucking everything if you die. Jesus Christ, that's hardcore. No one would play that. No one would do it. That's just stupid.
I thought it was just permadeath in that one area, though.
No, it's everywhere.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because I remember, I guess at the end it would have been.
Yeah, no, it's everywhere, because he mentions, I've got 10 years worth of stuff here, and he just died some random place.
Because that was because...
Are you talking about TJ Miller's character? Because that was because he had, Principal Vernon guy had that bomb that would have killed permadeath everyone.
Yeah,
but no, because in the beginning they're talking about it, and there's that guy that was playing that that somebody killed, and he was in his office, and he got really pissed off.
Yeah, but it was just that area.
No,
it was in that one part because they were talking about that was like the RuneScape wilderness.
He explains the permadeath thing before they go into.
Are you sure?
Before they go into the battle royale thing.
Because I was almost positive that he said that just that battle royale, just that one specific world was permadeath. If you died, you lost it all in that area, but not.
Okay, even if it was that doesn't help. That makes no difference. No one would be like, oh, there's a cool artifact, and like 4 dudes would show up. And been like, yeah, can't. Well, maybe we'll fight over it.
Because
like,
that's
you just go and you should. It like every other goddamn game in the world. Like you just ante up the stuff you're RuneScape. It's literally you just could have done like RuneScape, and this makes no difference to the movie except that it just I couldn't keep focused on what was happening because the game world was designed by a moron. Like, you could tell this was designed by someone that didn't really play online games. Like, very obviously either didn't play online games or it was written by a 4-year-old. Either or works.
I feel most of the movie just ignored those flaws and was like, here's another quirky 80s.
I think that was the thing most people misinterpreted about the Oasis.
A game. Like, imagine any online racing game where you're doing great and then some dude comes in a monster truck and just kills you. Would you be like, oh yeah, that's a good game, let's keep playing that. That's great.
See, I'm so bad at games that just happened.
Well, that was the thing too.
But that was also technically a key quest. But the thing is, couldn't you just keep escalating that? Who's in charge? If no one's in charge, if there are no rules and modders can make whatever, who decides what can go into what? Like, he could have taken the Iron Giant to that race and just killed King Kong. Like, what if there are no rules? Then nothing is relevant in anything they do in the whole movie because you can just do whatever you want.
That's a good point. Yeah. Maybe that's why H was
Could you just Ant-Man down? Like, I don't get where. Like, oh, there's artifacts. Who's making the artifacts?
The Iron Giant as a commission.
Yeah, they do say that. Yeah.
I can't hear for shit.
It was in passing, and it was while he was babbling to Artemis.
Because they were like, H does commissions for others. That's how H.
But the whole babbling to pretty girl thing, I was able to understand that because I speak that. Like, that was me, and that.
I was
so glad I didn't see that with Alicia. She
my biggest
fun of me so hard.
Pet peeve of the movie was the whole. Yeah, I know James Halliday. His favorite movie was this. His favorite book was this. His favorite TV show was this.
Thank you.
I hated that because
that was the most accurate thing about that movie. You have to accept that is what happened. That happens now.
It's just because it happens doesn't mean it doesn't feel kind of cringy while trying to watch it.
Well, it was. You have to remember, you were watching a very, very, very select type of player in that movie.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, they're the ones who are still actually looking for
that movie was about Steve Jobs junkies. That's the exact equivalent of what that was. Yeah. And it is cringy, and you should cringe, and that's exactly what would happen.
I would have just been a casual. Been like, can I buy dragon wings from somebody?
Oh yeah,
please?
And that's exactly
that's been me. That's the thing. Like, I know a lot about Kurt Cobain, but I'm not gonna get into a hey, I know more about Kurt Cobain than you do argument with someone.
But
to be fair though, does he have a contest where you win like $100 billion if you know more about him? Because if he did, you probably would.
You win custody of David Grohl.
You also get Courtney Cox though.
You mean Courtney Love?
That's what I said. Oh man, Courtney Cox would be cool. I mean, Courtney Cox.
The entire cast of Friends for some reason. We're not sure why, but
more about Kurt Cobain.
There are no rules, remember? There are no rules. Do whatever you want.
My home would look like Friends apartment.
Wait, I have to go back to that pin I put in. Click. Pulled out the pin. I don't know why I had to do the actual hand motion that no one's going to send.
I don't even remember now.
How to handle the real world. We're just jumping all over the place with this podcast, but the real world
thing.
How to handle getting people in the real world more. They should have had converted the loyalty centers to live meetups with free internet and stuff where you could meet the people.
Yeah.
Just that. Right then. Hey, there's a big place, everyone there can get, and you can have little instead of just having clans with random people, you can have local area clans with people you actually meet.
It almost feels unrealistic to be whoa, you don't share your name. I'm like, what kind of 1990s ask your parent before going to Barbie.com?
The kind where there's literally a Big Brother company watching you at all times.
I know, but I mean,
and everyone is very aware of it.
Viacom owned Neopets. That didn't stop me from putting my name on
there. Viacom doesn't come in with their corporate logos in we're watching you, and they say it literally.
How do you know?
The other company literally shows up with the suits, and that's the thing that scares me. That company, because they follow actual debt collection stuff.
Viacom, I'm not scared of you.
You should be. Where they just
see? I proved my point. Thank you.
Yeah, you should be. Them and Disney.
Viacom?
And Comcast.
Viacom is the ones who used to own like
They
some
own
different
Paramount.
cartoons. They own Nickelodeon. The
everything.
Viacom from like,
cool.
but they bought Neopets
I'm
and
not
destroyed
scared of
Neopets
Viacom.
and then sold Neopets
You only
to
know that old.
Jumpstart.
You only know that old Viacom thing because of Andy Griffith.
Viacom can't do
There
shit
are a
to
few
me.
others too that do. Just the
Viacom.
As long as I
And then
purchase
they'll look at the
Viacom products, they
D.
don't care.
But like in
Fuck
real
Viacom.
life, any corporation just can come in and go, "Hey, that debt you owe to us now, and you have to pay more."
Yeah.
Like that's just law, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And so in real life, they could have easily bought those people and turned them into corporate indentured servants.
It was really
And it
weird
scared
to
me
see
that it's-
indentured servants in a video game.
And the thing is,
setting up stuff.
if the company like that did that now, they would be shunned, but they would be legally well within their rights.
Yeah.
And that is disturbing.
But that was just my problem, is that they just completely glossed over everything about how we're gonna help improve the real world.
That
it
movie
was just
already too long, man. I missed.
yeah, but
Like that movie was
5
so long.
minutes.
That movie was so long.
5 minutes.
I saw 3 movies that day, and I was 15 minutes late for all of them because that movie was too long.
I had something else though. Oh yeah, back to
They could have had a sappy little montage.
I missed, and I was
to,
15, I was 15
They
minutes
kinda
late
did.
showing up too, so I didn't see the beginning of any of those movies,
but
and it wasn't
Going
important for any
back
of them.
to-
Ready Player One would have helped.
talking about what I've heard about the book and the character stuff.
The only thing I missed in Pacific Rim was Scrapper.
Yeah.
In the book, Wade's whole character arc was about realizing how important the real world was and how
Mhm.
important real relationships were. And it's what drove him to be more eager to go back to reality and help people go back. Because in the book, like in the movie H, the Oasis is this big ogre like character that you can tell is a black character
Mm-hmm.
from the voice and everything. And so it's kind of surprising when it's a black woman, but not too surprising. In the book, it's handled much differently. In the book, H's avatar in the Oasis is just a regular white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the book, when Wade discovers that it's actually a black lesbian woman, it shocks him because it's
Mhm.
like, I know nothing about you.
Yeah, that wouldn't have gone down well.
And that guy that's 11-year-old kid, that was shocking because I didn't like those two revelations in the book are handled much heavier issues in the
Mhm.
book, more towards I don't actually know who you are. In the movie, they seemed like just jokes. It seemed like, oh, well, you're a black woman. That's crazy.
I think they were.
You're a child.
You're a child. Wow,
I
you're
think
the most
they were
badass
afraid
child
to
ever.
touch the.
Yeah, but
Age a little
I
bit.
feel like
Having an addiction to the show Catfish, I can say that there are a lot of cases on that show where a lesbian female is definitely using a male
Oh, absolutely.
persona just
But-
because it's a bit more of a
And
comfort thing.
polarized
Yeah.
America right now, it's like
I mean-
everyone is so sensitive about everything right now. It's the reason we're not getting any more epic rap battles.
But I think there's a way that this type of stuff can be handled where it works out fine.
Oh yeah, I agree, but they would
I
still
mean-
get backlash, and they just didn't need that for this movie.
Jumanji had a male playing a female character the entire movie,
Yes.
and I haven't seen any backlash.
Yeah, and no, 'cause
Unless if I
No,
dug deep enough, I could.
but having her be a white guy, I really feel like people that didn't get what was happening
Yeah.
would get so angry
well,
about
no,
it.
and I mean,
that's a good point. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if you think
People
about
that didn't
it,
see the message behind it, they just like, oh, they had to make her a white guy.
And that's my biggest issue with the movie is that it tones down the overall message of the
I
story
think there'd
in
be a lot of
favor
people
of
that would understand it, though.
I agree, but
Yeah,
it only
but
takes like 5 or 6 not to make the movie.
the
lose
loudest
money.
voices
And so they're not gonna
would
do
have.
and it's about making money. And right now, we are in the boycott age of America right now. And
Oh, yeah.
So
I have watched movies get ruined, and rightfully so.
yeah, no, but I'm saying that's I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying that's probably why they did it that way. It's because now
I
it's just
think they
not the
also
time.
just want a bit more
Yeah.
whimsy characters instead of, oh, hey, look, you're in something where you can be anything.
Well,
Here's
that's
a white
true.
guy.
Well, that
As if I'm not staring at two of those
The
right
biggest
that is a
now.
fucking
fair
surprise
point. But at
to
the
me.
same all at the same time, they already had too much going on in that movie. We didn't need more time. They probably should have taken something out for that, but that movie was 2 hours and
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me. Is this supposed to be the future of VR, right? Where's all the Ugandan knuckles at?
I knew that was gonna come.
Dead.
They
dead.
showed all of them.
It's the only. There's two.
I'm not
rules.
even gonna lie. I kind of kept my eyes out to see if there was any sort of Sonic reference in there. And I think in the list there was a Sonic.
No one cares enough about. I bet Steven Spielberg doesn't even know what Sonic is.
They don't need that fan art. There are two rules in the Oasis.
No,
Permadeath and no you got it Knuckles.
James Halliday was like, "We learned our lesson with VR chat. We're not doing this shit now."
I don't like the Knuckles. I don't want that in my. I don't agree with that in my Oasis.
That's it. That's the movie right there. And then Simon Pegg using a strange American accent that just.
Simon Pegg's character got no time, and I still almost cried at the end when he does that. He gets all choked up when he's like, "I'm gonna share it with my clan." He's like, "Good choice." I was like, "No, Simon Pegg's crying. I'm gonna cry too."
I just. His so American
I know
accent,
it was.
I'm like his regular accent's so endearing and so lovely, and I get why they did it. I get it.
I can't do it anymore. I literally cannot tell the difference between a British accent and an American accent anymore. I've watched too much stuff. Like I can't even do a British accent anymore because I can't remember what it sounds like because I'm just so attuned to it at this point.
Watch the Mighty Boosh. Noel Fielding's accent's so thick. Just there you go.
That's the thing. I
started listening to the radio show again.
I found myself getting really invested.
I'm wearing 2 eye patches.
In the Halliday, Ogden Morrow stuff, just because Mark Rylance and Simon Pegg are such great actors in this. Like I was really invested in that.
The guy who played Halliday, Mr. IMDb.
Yes.
What else has he been in?
He was in Bridge of Spies.
That doesn't help me.
He was in the BFG. He was in Dunkirk.
That doesn't help me.
He was in like he's a theater actor that was in the very few movies in the 2000s, and then Steven Spielberg hired him to be in Bridge of Spies and has been working with him ever since. He's in something that I'm almost certain you've probably seen.
You had one job, William. You're failing. You only mentioned like 6 movies.
He was in the other Bowling Girl.
You're so fired. I haven't seen that either.
I don't know. He's mainly a theater actor. So.
I like how this one guy is credited as lame tattoo guy.
But yeah, like that was
so unfortunate.
I was most invested in the Halliday Morrow stuff.
This guy is just chubby guy.
Because Mark Rylance is such a great actor, and he plays that character on the spectrum so well. Mm-hmm. Like it was so great. Like I was so invested in everything he did as that character,
dude.
Because he did it so perfectly.
Oh wow, that doesn't even look like him.
At the end of the movie, where he almost accidentally hits the delete button, my first thought was how it should have ended. It's gonna get that.
Yeah.
It's like immediately. It's like put
that part was
put like a case over it or something or a key, man. You don't like.
When he turns to him and says, "Thank you for playing my game," just hurt my soul. Like it was done so beautifully. And
I was playing that against the rule. You're allowed to play the game. That's not a rule. There are no rules.
Okay, but
I'm not letting that go. Whole podcast.
But back to the whole what we were talking about with H and everything. Like I feel like that was this movie's biggest problem, and if they would have actually gone through with making the message of the movie much more clearer and devoting more time to it, I would be more willing to defend this movie against other people for being nothing more than nostalgia bait. But it didn't. Having said that, it is still a fun movie.
No, it's definitely a fun movie.
And I'm about to go on my rant here. Because you see, nowadays, you have people talking about fun, quote unquote, turn your brain off movies. Just turn your brain off, don't think about it too much, and enjoy it. This is the movie this movie should be the standard for that mentality. Because this is a movie that there's very little substance. What substance there is good, but at the end of the day, the whole movie itself is enjoyable and fun. Because it's made by people who love filmmaking and who make great movies, i.e. Steven Spielberg. So it's fun to watch when you have someone who loves making movies making a fun movie. And it just seems like nowadays we hold that whole turn your brain off and just enjoy something fun to such a low standard. Because originally that whole mentality was supposed to refer to as movies that have no thematic value. It's just everything about the movie is face value what it is. Stuff like Die Hard and action movies. But now it's come down to turn your brain off movies as movies that are so fucking stupid and insulting that you just, it's the point where you have to just shut down every motor function in your brain to enjoy it. Like Transformers. And here's where I'm...
Wow, I like how this... I feel this whole podcast was set up just for you to be able to...
I knew exactly where he was going.
Because everyone now, we're in the 5th Transformers movies, and they keep getting worse. And people keep justifying it by saying, oh, it's just a turn your brain off and enjoy movie. No, it's not, because Transformers has no redeeming values whatsoever. They're just terrible. This, Ready Player One, is the standard, is the turn your brain off and enjoy it standard. Because it has, thematically, it has some redeeming qualities to it, but overall, it's a fun, enjoyable movie. This is what a turn your brain off and enjoy movie should be. Something that is fun, that's entertaining, and doesn't insult the audience or their intelligence. And that's how I feel about this movie. It's not a great movie, but it is a fun movie. And is very enjoyable.
Like, it definitely was. I mean, I had my moments where I would see some of the references and I'm just like, really? Like, really? And it just felt a bit overdone to me personally, but I still overall, I loved, like, it was a fun movie, and I didn't feel disappointed in going.
I stopped noticing the references.
I did too, actually.
I just felt like I was being slapped with them. I don't know.
At this point where I got to a point where
where things got plotty enough that I started paying attention to that.
My issue was I was never able to submerge myself into this plot because I just, for some reason, I could not relate to this movie at all. Right. So I think that was sense. That was my problem. I couldn't, because if a movie can draw you in and just take you into that plot, you kind of look at it through rose-colored glass.
Up until
glasses,
the apocalypse,
you miss a lot.
Up until the apocalypse point, I've lived that. So.
And see,
it's like this just seems normal to me.
It's like I haven't. It's like I enjoy the characters. There's really not a single one that I feel I could relate to.
Like when I would play online with Jordan and his friends, they would have like a TeamSpeak server, and just whatever game you were playing, you were in that thing. So I'd do like, where is he right now? Oh, he's playing this game. I'll play that. And like it really is just like that without the VR. So like to me, I was like, it's perfectly normal.
And it's like I even knew. It's like I knew like you guys be able to relate to it. I know a lot of people who are going because they can relate to it. It's just I didn't have fast internet until like.
And one thing
the one online game you did play, they shut down.
Yeah, the one I was actually good at shut down. Where are you, City of Heroes?
I was just about to say that too.
It's still like pre-beta, but yeah, they are working on it. They have been working on a new one. I don't know. I haven't checked on it.
All my money. Please make that game. That was the only game I was good at, and
Lloyd were fucking badass.
I was so good at that movie.
A bad game, guys.
Brad, shut up! Don't kill my dream.
It was one of the worst online games.
Santa and Jesus. Oh my God! It's Easter. Santa and Jesus, please
as fuck in City of Heroes. Unintentionally.
It was not a well-designed game. It was fun. It was very fun, but it was not a well-designed game.
I could fly, and I had mind control, so I would go into like this super crowded room with a whole bunch of bad guys, and I would fly up out of their radar, but I had extended the range of mine, and I would just have them attack. I would clear out the whole room without touching anyone, and just wall them.
I'm just going to make a series where you two just play online games you've never played before.
I didn't have the flying ability. I had hover. But there was no limit to how far you could hover, so I basically flew.
Fly.
Yeah, and
you're just a lot slower, but you have a lot more control.
Yeah,
I made another chick who had like claws, and she had a super jump. her name was Demon's Run because I was really into Doctor Who at the time.
I was OP because I could hover. I was an archer and I had psychic powers, and so I would just hover over bad guys and shoot them with arrows.
I had psychic
and
and
trap
electric.
all the other ones in like the psychic bond.
I had psychic and electric, so if they weren't attacking each other, I was just blowing them up with lightning bolts.
Yeah.
I feel like the few times we did play it though, like it was the epitome of what's the word? Basically mansplaining. Like, you and me and Tess were killing things, and, like, the guy's like, all right, here's the plan. It's like, how are these things dying? Who's doing that? And you 4 or 5 times, you're like, it was me.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sitting there, because he's trying to game plan, and I'm just like, because I'm not a team player.
He's not used to competent people.
And so I fly up to the thing, I'm sitting there, he's, like, trying to plan out, because this room is full of guys, and I'm just like, boom, they're shooting each other. Boom, they're shooting each other. And I just keep on doing that while he's playing. He goes, wait, oh my god, they're attacking each other. I was like, yeah, that's me. I have a power that does that. He goes, they're shooting each other. What is it? Yeah, it's my power. I can, oh my god, they're doing that. And I'm like, it's
and eventually his wife was like, if you would pay attention to what this girl is saying.
And he's like, that's amazing. I was like, you're welcome.
He's used to people that, Leroy Jenkins.
And in a way...
And so, like, he's used to people like, yeah, that was me! So you kind of got to speak up.
See, instead of Leroy Jenkinsing it like that, I kind of... Leroy Jenkins.
You were so upset when you found out that was fake.
I really was.
I just thought that was common knowledge. I thought everyone knew that.
No.
Yeah.
No. I didn't.
Yeah, it was fake.
Hey, so there's just one part in Ready Player One.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Anyway, hey, William, do you remember that other game we used to play? No.
One thing I liked about the movie over what apparently is in the book is that in the book, I don't remember what the first thing is in the book, but in the movie it's the race. The race isn't in the book. It's something different.
No.
And in the book, instead of going into The Shining, they go into war games, and they have to role play the entirety of war games. And then in the book, the third trial is, in the movie, it's adventure, which I think is such a great way to end
I agree.
The Easter egg hunt for playing the game that had the original Easter egg in it. I thought that was really clever. But
that part made me a little bit emotional.
It did me
because
too.
Because it was such a cute little Easter egg. I was like, okay, that was precious.
One thing I liked about this movie is it has all of these big things that the game nerds can relate to and get excited about. And then there's the Shining part.
That's true.
That gives all of us film nerds that one scene of just excitement for all of us film nerds.
Yeah, I was actually much more excited about the movie references than the game references.
And the reason that's in there, though, is why it's the Shining, because Steven Spielberg is such a huge Stanley Kubrick fan.
That's unfortunate.
And looks up to him.
That's unfortunate.
And that whole scene, I was just sitting up and smiling. Because it was so well done, and I really I don't know if they recreated the Overlook set, or if they actually took footage from the movie to use but it looks so great, because it's so great seeing that old film grain footage in comparison with these CGI characters walking around through it.
And it is really great if you've actually seen The Shining, because you know the crap that's
what's about to happen, yeah. And it makes it even funnier watching H wander from place to place.
That was one of the first big wow, words are hard. That's one of the first big clues about who H actually was when she saw the her very calm reaction to the naked lady coming at her. And her's like, "Oh, hello, naked lady." And her like, "You know what? I'm gonna just go with this."
Yeah, it's like, all right.
Yeah, that's fine. I was like, yeah.
But I still cringe at the dialogue, the Shining, based on the best-selling novel by Stephen King.
Yeah.
I still cringe over that.
Yeah, I thought about that, and that was a bit odd. It didn't occur to me until you said it, and I'm pretty sure either they really didn't think that people knew that it was a book, or Stephen King's publisher required them to say that to put it in the movie.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, I would totally believe that.
Still cringy. Which, I mean, it can't.
I was about to say, what part of the movie wasn't cringy?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I did really like the
all of it was cringy.
Yeah, there was like 2 scenes in the movie that really two big scenes in the movie that really got me: the Shining scene, and then the big battle royale.
Let me tell you what my noob self would have done when everything reset. My poor little no clothes, no armor person would find a way to get back to Mountain Doom and take everyone's stuff that was
thing.
left
I felt
there
so bad
and
for
live
IROC
like a god
because he lost. Like I was when he was running back to that portal, I was rooting him on because I was like, please don't let this man lose all
his
his
name
dreams.
was IROC.
Oh wow.
I never got.
Wow,
Yeah.
just got that. That was good.
He makes that joke in the movie. He says, "I'm IROC because I rock."
How did I not get that?
I don't know. I didn't.
He
Because-
says it in one scene.
I spent the whole movie trying to figure out why I knew that voice, and finally figured it
I
out.
heard it and I was like, "That's T.J. Miller."
One, he made that. T.J. Miller made that movie so much better. And it wasn't even like a different character. It was literally just T.J. Miller being T.J. Miller, but it's really what that movie needed. But you can feel bad for him, but he did give an evil corporation a dude's real life name and address. And at that
doxed a guy.
And he did
That's
dox
a
a guy.
good
And at that
point,
point, you just can't feel bad for him anymore.
I forgot about that.
He
They
was-
gloss over that part so quickly, though, that I'd forgotten
They
about it.
do
That's
that
a
a
good
lot
point,
in that
yeah.
movie.
Like, the real people die and they just kind of forget about it till it's important. And I love that the real people die and then he goes, meets the girl and falls in love. I was like, how long is that relationship going to last? The only reason he's in love with her is because she's the aunt, mom, dad, boyfriend, the fifth real person he's ever met in his entire life.
I mean, where's the lie though?
I mean, it's a great representation of the nerdy guy who never
But I
left his
almost
house,
wonder
falling
if
in love with the
if it's
first
just
girl that
like-
shows him attention.
if
You're
it's
just
just a
lucky
bit
she's
more
not a
rushed
horrible
because
person.
Yeah.
You said it took place over years in the book.
Yeah, and
so
that
they're
would make a
having
lot
to-
more sense.
Yeah.
Like, if there was more time in between the "you don't love me" and that scene, which they couldn't have fit in the movie, it probably would have made more
And
sense.
it
Also-
goes from like one day we're racing and hating each other, to the next day, oh, I'm rubbing your crotch in this dance scene.
Basically.
Yeah, that was weird.
The
Well, granted,
only-
she was at that point. She was just trying to use him.
That was extremely awkward. And I've seen a lot of awkward stuff in a theater, but for some reason, that scene, I was just like,
That wasn't. Yeah, that
it
was.
felt awkward.
They get all
That
those
was not
nerdy
even-
guys just, oh.
That was not even close to being awkward for me.
It's like I saw that suit.
You could feel the sweat coming off of all the nerdy guys.
My
in the
thing-
It's like
theater.
that whole scene, I was like, yeah, probably
No.
everyone's using this suit for that. Like,
Well, yeah,
you
but-
can feel pain. Mm.
when I
But
saw
some
that.
virtual girl can rub
No,
my penis.
When I saw that scene and they made a big deal about the whole "he can feel the crotch," I knew it was like, well, that means they're gonna have a crotch kick joke in this. That's the only reason
see,
they
I
brought
didn't
that up.
even-
It was just
Oh,
foreshadowing
yeah, I
for a
remember
really
that.
fucking obvious joke. And one, why would you use that suit? What advantage is there to feeling pain? You get kicked in the crotch, you get doubled over. Poor man gets kicked in the crotch. He's like, okay, this is fine. He keeps playing. That's not an advantage. This is terrible. Poor people have the advantage in this stupid thing.
I guess it
This
depends on
world is
how
so
you use
back
it.
assward, man.
But
I guess
I
if you're
mean-
using it for the virtual reality
Just
aspect
turn off
of
the
it.
fucking pain sensor and be like, oh, I got shot here. That'd be cool. But I don't want to feel pain.
Because like not everyone's using the Oasis as a video game.
That's-
There's other people using it as an actual virtual
For
reality.
sexy time.
If
So-
you know a dude's about to kill you, turn the pain absorbers on. Damn, that's something so stupidly simple. Even Sword Art Online did that.
I think that
That's
was
a
one of the
terrible
one
fucking
other
anime.
issue I had with the movie was that it's like, yeah, it's a big virtual reality. You can do anything, but we're gonna focus on all the gaming parts.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, again, you were
Where are the
Can you
people who
imagine-
like to farm?
can.
Farmville
Oh
land.
my god,
It was
this is-
Minecraft
This
land.
is my farm. This is where I grow my wheat.
Yeah, that would have been a really
This
exciting
is where
thing.
I grow my corn.
You can climb the pyramids.
Yeah,
with
but could you
Batman.
imagine if, like, it was
Dude,
right on the outskirts
I
of the
would-
battle and they just trample it and you're like,
I would totally.
My corn!
and
My
then
cabbages!
farming- And then farming simulator comes in handy because you have a tractor and you just start plowing people down.
Oh, that would be
becomes
terrible.
reality.
I would have loved a Farmville tractor to kill some people. That would have been great.
I want to do
I was
that.
so
I want
okay
to
with
take
that.
that scene in in Last Jedi where she cuts that rock in half and it knocks over that lady's.
Yeah.
I want to edit
My
that with that
cabbages!
scene and have it.
My cabbages!
Or at least take that guy, and like edit him into Ready Player One during the end battle where he's just complaining about his cabbages.
I get they had to have focused on the gaming part. What else would? How would they have competed in a competition? Again, we're seeing a very small subculture of this.
Yeah, you're right.
But can you imagine if one of the things was you need to grow the perfect cabbage? That would have been that's some quality.
WarioWare in Ready Player One.
I would have built a nice cottage in the Oasis and spent my Oasis days sitting in my nice chair.
I would have had
drinking some tea and reading a book. And reading a book.
Talking to nobody, even in a virtual
I would have had
world.
a giant barren.
Get out of my yard, Batman!
A giant barren farm that anyone could open up a portal to, and it just says, "The Field of Fucks." Just so whenever you just don't care, it's here is my garden of fucks. Notice it is empty.
I'm chasing Batman off my porch with a broom.
Barren.
I do that at work all the time.
And minions are running around my yard. I'm chasing minions away with a broom.
I would collect cats from all sorts of games.
It's just
that would be the
Android
best part
Easter
of
egg.
I'd be
reality.
this is my ocelot from Minecraft, and then I walk over and I pet a Skyrim character's head.
I'll be honest, I have too much. I'd have too much power in that virtual world. I don't want to know what Brad would do with that much power. That's just not a place I need to go. I don't need that. That's why I'm scared to lucid dream. I don't need power over a world where I can do anything.
I've done it, man. Don't. It sucks. Okay, here's what my brilliant ass decided to do.
Oh my gosh, what did I start?
I ended up lucid dreaming one night. And I was like, yo, you know what would be cool if I fell asleep in the dream? Don't ever. Never do it. It sucks.
Oh man, I almost spit my drink all over the laptop. What? No, see, I don't know. Absolute Power Brad is not a person I want to meet.
I woke up that morning feeling absolutely paranoid about everything. Because I was like, am I really awake? Or did I just wake up in the first level? It wasn't fun. But anyways, I was about to say something. I forgot. Yeah, if I was in the Oasis, I would just have that nice cottage off to the side and just enjoy my life.
It'd be cool though, because then we could meet up a lot easier.
You could make video games inside the Oasis and just play video games. You could create an Oasis inside the Oasis.
You're thinking of Second Life?
I envy you, man.
That would just be my life in the Oasis, is just chilling out in my cottage, and then I guess eventually groups of people would show up, and it'd be Superman and Ninja Turtles, and I'd just chase them away with a broom.
You've got to be the most boring person. What?
Get off my yard, Scooby-Doo!
We could just record this podcast in VR land. It'd be a lot better. What would your... Okay, yeah. Fuck the movie. We're not talking about the movie anymore, apparently.
I was hoping we get into what ifs of if we were in this game, what would we do?
What would your avatar be?
Me.
God damn it.
I'm not even...
Why did I not see that coming?
It was just...
Down to the sweater and everything.
Yeah, it would be exactly what I'm wearing now. The cardigan, my sweatpants, my house shoes.
But it'd be a 50-foot version.
But I'd be a little bit taller, maybe. And I'd probably have different colored hair. I don't know. I would make it me, but not exactly like me. I would change some stuff up.
I have no idea what I'd be. But I would live in a MC Escher style house. I
would definitely have a DeLorean in my garage. Just because I'm a basic bitch.
That is the DeLorean is the Starbucks pumpkin latte to nerds. It's good, but everyone wants it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'd probably want something more creative.
I would
I'd get my car. I'd take my car in the Oasis.
All my money...
You should ride in a T-Rex that's got a flux capacitor in it.
Why the fuck do I want to saddle up a T-Rex?
You can do anything.
What you do in your own time is
That's not practical, Brad. I need a real car. I'm just gonna have a horse and carriage. Not even a horse and carriage, a goat and a wheelbarrow. I'm gonna sit in it
with a broom, and that's what you teach people.
And I'm gonna ride down the road and just that. There's that big center that he walks into and people start noticing him. I just ride my donkey into that and start hitting Beetlejuices and Batman with a broom.
Straw hat.
No, better than that. He really is the biggest hipster of all time. He's the only person I know that in the VR world he'd go Amish. You wow everyone with your irony. It's hello, good fellow.
Yeah. Fucking RoboCop shows up at my yard. Get out of here with your robots and your... I'd be the Mr. McGucket. in the Oasis. I really would. That's what I would be.
All my money would go towards different avatars, so each day, and they would all
you
just
lose
be
those when you die?
Possibly.
Would you just lose everything?
I don't know, man.
One day I'd be like, oh, I'm obsessed with this character, so I'm going to look
fuzzy.
like this character. And then the next day I'd be like, I want to be this character. And so I would never have a stable look because I'm fickle and
I have no idea what I'd be. I'd probably go with something so basic because I would just get, what's the word, it's like option paralysis or something like that. Like you just have so many options that you just don't know what to do.
I'd hit on all the Harley Quinns, but they wouldn't.
I take it back. That's the pumpkin latte of the nerd world.
Harley Quinn. I was surprised there was only one Harley Quinn I saw in that movie.
Apparently, all the girls that were sitting there were Harley Quinns.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Because I just noticed the Arkham one.
And they were on the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
I just know. That was my favorite part of the scene.
Those might have been the same ones, but
yeah.
I saw Harley Quinn at least 4 times in that movie.
Because then there was the other time she was hanging off the thing with the Joker, or standing with the Joker, or something.
That's the thing. I need to rewatch it and kind of just look around at different scenes.
Because, okay, we're going to go back to the movie. Because, around that point, it did get kind of plot-y. And one of my other issues with this movie is, it has an audience that it's trying to get with nostalgia, and it kind of goes into some deep technical stuff, but then it's like it can't decide whether the people watching it are idiots or not. And so they do that whole scene where they make reality inside the Oasis to trick the bad guy. And then they sit there and explain what's happening for the 20 minutes. It's like, I get it. I fucking get it.
I was going to bring that up, too. Is that there was a nice twist in that scene.
And they ruined it by
mansplaining
it to us. Like, God, it just went on
I sat there and I was like, I understood what was going on. You didn't have to talk about it. I'm pretty sure everyone else in this theater is not an idiot, but, you know.
What gets me is, what I really wanted to happen is when Artemis, I don't remember her real name, doesn't matter, Artemis gets in his chair and she logs in as her. Man, she should have logged in as him. That was the twist I was expecting.
She didn't have the password.
Yeah, she just logged in as him and been like, hey, you want to turn that thing off for me? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm TJ Miller. I got a pain in my neck. That was her. Yeah, I think I need to see a physical therapist or something.
There's just one shot of the movie that I thought was really unintentionally hilarious, where it's a shot and every character in the shot is an original avatar, and then standing in the middle of them is RoboCop, and it was fucking hilarious to me.
I mean, dude,
I didn't even see
that is the internet though. Like, you have so many people like, I'm gonna be something original and something that no one's ever done, and then just RoboCop.
And then William rides through in his goat and wagon.
And I'm
good morrow, sir.
Good morrow, cop of robot man.
The wheat groweth high today.
I've come to barter for milk.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and the saddest thing is that this is not funny because it's funny. It's funny because he'd do it.
Tell me that wouldn't have made a better movie.
I'd go to that weapons shop that they go to and just look around and be like, ah, yes! Weapons! And then I'd be like, I have some milk here.
What if in the very back there was like a hoe?
This was just a hoe.
Just a hoe.
Are we like
this hoe of hoeing, and it's like 5 coins.
No, that'd be great though. Like, someone gets in your lawn and
it's a bottle of milk.
You beat them away with a rake and they don't leave, and you pull out a Spartan cannon. Like, what's your Amish? Is like, well,
it was a gift.
I made it myself out of branches and twigs.
I would have, if I was gonna...
The laser is just highly condensed curdled milk.
If I was gonna completely commit to that, I would just have a wizard staff. And just cast spells at people.
I loved his avatar as the wizard thing. That was the coolest looking thing.
Oh yeah, that was really cool, yeah.
And I love how he used the same speech pattern. His speech pattern went from being weird, but the moment he looks like a wizard, you're like, yeah, that's what a wizard sounds like.
That makes sense.
Like he's a wizard in real life. That's what he is.
You're a wizard, Parzival. I'm a what? You're the chosen one.
You're a fucking
There's
nerd.
something else to mention, pop culture wise. There was something else that made me laugh.
I need to rewatch it just so I can catch some stuff just to make fun of it more.
I like the company just had a whole room of nerds going, okay, this game does this, and this game does this.
They rooted for their company that they're working for losing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the character. But when she's disguised as that Mortal Kombat character, what's that guy's name?
Goro.
I thought that scene was hilarious because
and then that alien comes up.
You had all these people flooding around Parzival, and then fucking Goro comes up and drags him away. And I 100% thought that he was going to fanboy over Parzival.
I thought that too.
And I thought it was hilarious. Autograph.
There's so much wasted potential in that VR world.
They just need to make it real so we can experience it for ourselves.
This game made me want to download VR.
Have you seen Sword Art?
But
no, I don't even know what that is.
Sword Art Online. It's not a great anime, but
it's an anime.
That's that anime that I keep thinking is
where
an
they all
but it's actually an anime.
It's an anime about an MMORPG, and they put on the thing and it taps into your spinal cord, and so like if you try to
take it off.
so you move around in the game. If you try to move in real world, it moves you around in the game. But then he's got a thing like if you take off your helmet, you die, and if you die in the game, you die. It's like that's what's gonna happen. Like some dude's gonna take over. And
whatever.
I figured out what vehicle I would have. I would have Fred Flintstone's fucking.
I like how they're
too far back.
I like how they're starting the question. You just be like, "This is the vehicle I would have."
I kind of chuckled at the classic
But
Batmobile.
instead of Dino, it'd be like Yoshi in the front.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a cart being pulled by Yoshi. I just punch him in the back of the head.
Screw that! Your avatar should just be the wheelbarrow. You just are the wheelbarrow.
You will.
I can transfer.
You're the wheelbarrow.
I'm a wheelbarrow. I'm a wheelbarrow with a face.
He's the brave. It's like you're just a friend to the brave little toaster.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And it's like you roll around on the one, like, but it's like the back two, since it's just the stands, they just like and like scrape everywhere you go. And everyone's like, why'd you do that? And you're
like, why not?
That's the thing, I was thinking about that.
Shut up, Harley Quinn.
You have the users that are original designs, avatar, then you have the people that are just pop culture characters. And I kept thinking about that. If I was a pop culture character, who would I be? Like, who would I play as? I still haven't figured it out.
I don't know.
Like,
I'd be Loki.
I don't generally
like no ifs, ands, or buts. I would be Loki.
I don't generally
powdered toast man from Ren and Stimpy.
I thought he made someone up.
I don't know.
Oh, he's the one with the bread as the face, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Anyways, but
I don't see it like in the MMORPGs. Most people that'd be good. In most MMOs, people will name their character after some sort of pop culture character. That's I either name my characters after food or just random names. I don't do the whole pop culture thing, with the exception of I have 3 characters in all of my video games named after something pop culture. It's just easier on this hand. This actually hurts me on this hand.
Okay.
Like they have no idea what we're talking about, but I do 3 weird in this hand. I can't do it in this hand though. It's this way in this hand. But anyways, I have 3 characters that are pop culture references. I have one called the Dr. Spoon. I have another one called Count Zatara, which is from Count of Monte Cristo, and another one named Titanius Rodriguez.
This ended up not being as weird as I expected it to be while I was trying to do weird counting.
Which is a Bender reference. I wanted Titanian Anglesmith, but that was already taken, and so was Bender Rodriguez. So I would mix them together.
My character from Knights of the Old Republic, so I could be a Jedi, but I'd be an original Jedi and not some basic.
Dude, if I was going to be a Jedi, it would be Shaggy.
I don't know why I expected Shaquille O'Neal.
That's the one in the original Clone Wars, Shaggy. They made Shaggy a Jedi.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Voiced by John
I would
DiMaggio.
be Kit Fisto, just cuz. He's got them.
I want to be General
pinnacle
Grievous,
hair.
but with just a completely absurd done over her hand. So I've got like 40 going up and down, and like I can't even move them independently. So I'm just like knocking stuff down every time I try to move.
I would be Yoda, but I wouldn't talk like Yoda. I would just talk like myself. So I'd walk up and be like, "Hey."
You should be like bad VR chat Yoda, where like the head is still at normal camera height, so you're like you don't have any animation and you're floating like 4 feet off the ground and you're just kind of hovering around. God.
I would actually be the character from the Elder Scrolls, and I would walk around.
Oh,
and be like,
be the white guard run white run guard, and just walk up to random people and go, I used to be an adventurer until I got an arrow to the knee.
No, I would walk up to people and be like, wait, I know you.
Hail Sithis.
I had something else to talk about the movie.
I don't know.
Here we go.
Okay,
I got you.
Here we go.
You got the Serenity.
I missed that.
It was the ship that the guy jumped out of before he became a Gundam. We got a nice little Gundam versus Mechagodzilla scene versus Iron Giant, so that was cool.
Still think that was Mecha Raptor.
That would have been cooler, to be honest. Like, Reptar would have been so much cooler. Godzilla is so overplayed,
Reptar
man.
would have been so much cooler if his name was Raptar. Yo, my name is Raptar. I'm big and green. I'm gonna crush your city, because I'm a mean machine.
Why do you have to make fun of my OC like that?
Whatever noise Godzilla makes.
You mean Raptor?
Yeah, Reptar.
You mean Raptar?
I used to have when the first Rugrats movie came out. They made a Reptar wagon toy that came with stuffed characters. I had one. I had a Reptar wagon.
I have a Chase Reptar
I was the
pop.
coolest kid ever.
He's
I didn't know what Rugrats was until I was 20 years old.
Wow. I had a Reptar wagon, Brad, and you didn't, so I was the coolest kid on the
And yet
block.
somehow I feel like I'm the one that's ahead in this conversation. But
My favorite Rugrats episode was the Super Bowl episode with the chocolate milk.
I like the one with the big scary baby.
I don't remember that one.
But anyways.
All the dads come over to watch the Super Bowl and they don't pay attention to the babies, and Tommy gets chocolate milk and Angelica wants it. And so the entire episode is commentary from the Super Bowl that the dads are watching, but the babies are fighting over the chocolate milk.
Did anyone else find it weird that anytime that chick from Overwatch was in the movie, she was very prominent in whatever scene she was in?
that's because it's just a different type of rendering. And it stood out.
I guess so. Because every scene she was in, I always
She was the
noticed her.
only character in that was like a cartoon-based looking thing.
Yeah. I like that when the
Overwatch
big
is a
crowd...
bit cartoony.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like when the big crowd showed up at the end of fight. They're being led by Battletoads.
I don't know what Battletoads are.
It's an NES game.
You're better off. You're better off.
And here's the thing.
Literally,
The
in
Ninja
my
Turtles
head,
were in it.
I just picture Hypnotoad in a crown.
Out of
and I
all
don't
the
know
Ninja
why.
Turtles.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what the Battletoads were. I was like, there's some weird looking Ninja Turtles.
Out of all the Ninja Turtles they chose, they went with the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who's gonna avatar as those Ninja Turtles? No one.
It fit. It was the same type of computer animation.
Yeah,
so
I guess so, but still.
I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't.
I
hate
didn't
those
see no
movies.
Power Rangers. Where are my Power
I
Rangers
just
at?
recently saw that movie.
Wouldn't it be cool if someone made a Megazord?
Yeah.
And so you had a Megazord and a Gundam fighting Mechagodzilla with Iron Giant?
That would have made a lot more
But
sense
I
than
would
Iron
have
Giant,
loved
actually.
the '90s Megazord, not the modern.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
because
totally.
Or
of the-
both. It'd been great if like both showed up.
And then
started
they
fighting.
joined to make a Megazord.
That you're thinking of Pacific Rim?
I need a Megazord.
I want to make a joke, but I'm saving it for Pacific Rim. The Pacific Rim
And then
podcast.
Goldar rides on their shoulders like a piggyback.
My favorite part of the
Like
movie.
the new one? Like he's just
Both.
I made a really funny joke to Maggie after the movie was over. Now I can't remember what it was.
That's a good story. I'm glad you included it in this podcast.
It's relevant to Ready Player One, but I can't remember what it was. Now I'm gonna think about it while you guys talk for a second.
I'm out of stuff to say. Like I've complained about it as much as I think I can. Well, without really nitpicking, but
It was more like
it's hard for me to believe that like 4 years in, no one like just got to the race and was like, you know what, screw this, and went backwards.
You can't tell me no one hasn't.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though.
Everyone doing that though was really serious about it.
But no one would have, because no one would have thought about it, because that wall was back there, so they would have just drove into that wall.
Yeah, but how many times?
Tell me that. Well, the problem is that the whole permadeath thing is probably the real deterrent. Because like, if there wasn't that, you can't tell me that's not the first thing Jacob would do.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I played Breath of the Wild, and they had the whole like, you start off and you're standing on a cliff, and there's this whole like big old outlook thing. Very first thing I did was jump off, kill myself. Did it like 6 times before I stopped thinking it was funny.
But what if this had been some noob who could not control his
and
like
he puts in the wrong gear and just goes backwards.
And then it's like all of a sudden he like goes into the and he's like,
no, not even that. Just like screaming the whole time.
And they've literally never done the race before, so they have like no idea of
what's happening. Yeah, see, that's a good movie right there.
The people that play racing games take it way too seriously, so no one would have tried it anyways.
I beg to differ. This noob right here would have so done it just because I've done it in several games going, what happens if I ride this whole thing reverse?
I won't mention who, but I know someone that plays racing games pretty seriously, and they had me Google search how to say dog poop in German just so they could yell at this German guy that had cut him off in the race.
That's the greatest thing ever.
That's hilarious.
I don't remember what it was, but
I liked the race.
Long silence.
The race scene was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Like, that whole movie was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, it was.
I have to not like, if that's one of those movies where he like what do they say in Pacific Rim? Like, if you look at it sideways and squint really hard, it's a good movie.
Yeah. And I mean, it is.
I overthink the technical side of how the game would actually work. The whole time I'm just thinking, no one would play that game. That's awful. It's just terrible. There are no rules to this. You can just come in with a monster truck and kill everything. Why don't I just turn into like an Ant-Man size and just go under Kong? Like, and just.
You could just.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's physical limitations, though.
Is there? According to who?
Like, I mean, if there wasn't, they would have showed them.
No, they wouldn't. No.
Because there's a difference in there's a difference in no rules and limitations. Like, he wouldn't have put no rules, but he also wouldn't have given everyone infinite power to do whatever they wanted.
That is what the artifacts are for.
Yeah. So I mean,
just the whole.
But then again, all you gotta do is buy the holy hand grenade and throw it at Kong, and you're golden.
Apparently. King Kong's immune to the holy hand grenade. Have you not seen the new movie? I have no idea. I've just
Tom Hiddleston's in that movie.
Okay, here's the thing. I actually wanted to talk to you about this story where you were talking about the holy hand grenade and your friend saying it's from worms. No, they specifically call it the holy hand grenade in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is what it is called in the game, but I looked it up.
But the thing is,
the game is referencing Monty Python the Holy Grail.
But in the game, when you throw the bomb, it does this whole hallelujah thing. It's not, if they were doing a Worms reference, they would have put that in there. It was very obviously a Monty Python reference, but they didn't just do the whole reference.
I really think you should have had the holy hand grenade and counted the 4 and thrown it and it not work.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would have been a good opportunity for a joke.
But it wasn't really a good time for a joke. I still think it would have been funny, though.
There was 2 ways
and
that
they should have at least had him count to... They should have had him count to 3.
I said the same thing. That's how the conversation had gotten started. Because I mentioned, I really wish that someone would have counted to 3.
Yeah.
When they threw it.
1, 2,
and that's how the
3, whole... Shit. Throw.
And that's how that whole conversation had got started.
You had 3 ways. You could have done it the way they did it in the movie, just very simple. The only other 2 options you had were to actually have him count to 3 and be like, oh, it's a good reference. Or have him throw it and the other guy be like, dude, you're supposed to count to 3. Have you not seen the movie? And it would have been really cringy.
Yeah.
So, I can excuse it.
I almost wish instead of Chucky was good. I'll give it that. Like, it was so stupid, but at the same time, the reaction made it great. She's like, it's fucking Chucky!
Yeah.
Oh, but we were on the Monty Python thing. Like, imagine instead of the holy hand grenade, they had the rabbit just go around and kill people.
That would have been great too. Yeah.
No one would have got that though. It would have been too prominent of a thing.
Traveled with coconuts, like just.
That's what William will do. He won't even.
You'll have Patsy.
He won't even have like a goat. Like he'll just be like
jump or bounce around.
He'll be like moving the wheelbarrow with his feet while he's got coconuts. Just.
I would ride a centaur into town.
I don't think
centaur or a centaur.
A centaur.
You know what a centaur is? Okay.
I laughed my ass off in Gravity Falls when that happened.
That is our clan logo in GTA 5.
Really?
Yeah, Josh spent a long time making
wonderful.
making the centaur logo.
I would be the time baby.
Oh my god. I am time baby.
This trial will end when I'm done drinking this galactic drink.
It's like,
no drink.
He's like, we need to finish this because I have an important nap to go to later.
My favorite thing about that show is
you need to watch Gravity
Justin
Falls.
Roiland plays Brendan Blandon and just does his Morty voice.
I know.
And it's hilarious.
I love how he even makes fun of his Morty voice because he's like, I'm gonna get him and you know I'm just gonna stand here and just keep stammering until you get him. I and like he's doing that in the background the whole time. I was like, God, what a Jesus, that man.
It'd be so much fun to be a voice actor.
You really would. I was thinking about that earlier today.
We've had ambitions before being a voice actor. I don't have enough range.
I figured out on accident. I was doing an impersonation of Mark Hamill's Joker and ended up saying one word very strangely, and in that word transitioned from Mark Hamill's Joker to Tigger.
That is a big...
And it was really weird.
And you realize any voice acting ability we have is because we quote Labyrinth way too much.
We really do.
Like,
yeah.
word for word, watching... Man, Alicia got so pissed off when we watched that movie. She finally saw it
weird voices. That's kind of been my thing since I was a kid.
Yeah, when I learned that I could do Hoggle,
voices.
that was a big step. I still can't do Ludo, only Josh.
Ludo, friend! It's hard,
It's hard.
No one passed without my permission.
None shall pass without my permission.
I've only seen the movie once.
Oh my gosh.
I work on Mark Hamill's Joker.
Hoggle ain't got no friends.
I've gotten to a point where if you really listen, you can hear Mark Hamill in every single voice he does.
I mean, yeah.
He has the same cadence to every voice.
Not related to Ready Player One at all at this point.
There's a Joker.
If you made it this point, we're done. I can't think of anything in the movie except like complain. Let's go through the movie. I'm gonna go through the movie in my head and see if I can find something either good or bad. Let's see. You know what? I did think of something. The way I thought that movie was gonna go, the moment that dumbass main character buys a controller suit owned by evil corporation, I thought, oh, they're gonna take him over in the real world. Like, I really thought that's where that was going.
Ooh, that would have been a cool twist.
Oh, one other thing. I'm almost convinced.
Like, who does that? It's like, oh man, this is made by the evil guys. I need it. I'm like,
I haven't found any confirmation on this, but I'm almost convinced that Sorrento is his modeled after Principal Vernon from The Breakfast Club.
He really does, yeah.
Because immediately at first scene he was on, I just couldn't stop seeing.
I mean, they even referenced that in the movie.
That's one thing I wish they did was I wish they showed more of his relationship with Halliday. Because they show that one scene, and then at the end, when he sees that Wade has the egg, he kind of has that half smile on his face. And I'm like, well, this would mean much more if we kind of seen more of their relationship.
Yeah.
But I guess there's already so much going on in that movie. The movie really suffered from having too much going on and not enough time to show it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should read the book.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too.
I already read a movie book today. I don't.
Yeah, he won't disclose it until we get to whichever podcast it's in.
You read a movie book?
He read a movie book.
A book based on a movie or like a prequel novel?
No, he opened the book and an actual movie played in it.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, yes, I read a book they made a movie after. Jesus.
Or like a book they made a movie after?
Yes.
Or a book that's based off of a screenplay?
No.
Like one of those companion novels.
I have answered this question already. It was a book that later got made into a movie.
Oh. I'm reading Star Wars Dark Force Rises right now.
You should listen to the Star Wars radio show. It makes Star Wars make a hell of a lot more sense.
I don't need that.
No, I mean,
I am the Star Wars radio show.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I know more about Star Wars than they do.
That doesn't make you a radio show.
So I have the same amount of knowledge up here.
You just don't
I spent
watch.
a fucking week researching Sith history for a Star Wars screenplay I'm working on.
Jesus.
I'm writing a Star Wars script. You heard it here first.
I'm going to quote my favorite quote I've ever heard Mel Brooks say. I say nothing when I have nothing to say.
I'm writing a Star Wars script, Brad. No one can stop me. I have a great idea. And I researched lots of Sith history.
I hate that they can't see the stare I'm giving you.
So.
Like, that's my trademark ability is that stare, and they can't see it. One day.
Because we're sound.
We are sound!
I'm pretty much rambling at this point. I've had a bunch of a beer and Red Bull.
Yeah, I think we're
William.
good with this.
On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate Ready Player One?
What a small scale.
A 4.
That's how stars are. Wait,
And it's
that's
stupid. You
how
need at least
movies-
10. Well, there's no point in throwing in decimals into this
On
shit.
1 to 10.
On a scale from 1 to 10, because Brad apparently needs 10.
7.
On a percentage
7.
scale.
From 1 to, on a weight scale, it's a weight 90 pounds.
On a lizard scale, what would you?
Was this a movie made by lizards?
The shoulder. No,
I didn't see any lizards in it.
We
I
did
didn't
see
either.
reptiles though.
I saw Battletoads.
We saw a mecha
Ninja
lizard.
Turtles.
I guess we'll figure out if it wins any
That
Oscars.
means it's...
Brad, so on a weight scale, lizard scale, percentage scale, and a scale of
It's a
1 to
7
10.
out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Purple and a half.
Purple and a half. Good choice.
Seriously though, if you're gonna throw arbitrary numbers on it, I don't know. It's so hard to tell because like 6 seems too low, 7 seems too high, and I don't think 6.5 would make sense.
And you already
either.
complained about decimals.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like it wasn't bad. It depends on what your intentions are. Don't expect a masterpiece, but it's a fun movie. It was interesting to see it in theaters too, I suppose. So that gives it something at
It's
least.
the least boring movie Steven Spielberg's made in like 10 years.
I wasn't gonna be the one to say that. I didn't want to entice his rage.
I was gonna give
Me
it.
and Steven Spielberg are friends.
I'm right there with you. I was gonna give it somewhere around a 6 or a 7 because you know what? That's a D or a C, and in high school, both of those are passing.
I'll give it a 7. It handled things weird, but it just came out so much better than I was expecting it. So yeah, I'll give it a 7. Why not? Why not? I can change that later.
7 out of 10
Lizard scales.
lizard scales. I'm giving it 7 out of 10 claps because I clapped when I saw the Iron Giant.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the joke I made with Maggie on the way to the theater. I was like, I'm telling you, there's gonna be one scene where someone goes, "Whoa, look!" and turns to the camera and goes, "It's the Iron Giant!"
Like
and
right
points
into the
at it.
camera.
Yeah. Clap. You know what that is.
Your
I read a story.
super salty Instagram post.
I know, man. That was
The funny thing is, I forgot. I was drunk when I made that post, and I forgot about it until today.
I thought you were saying you forgot you were drunk. You're just like, oh, I'm
No.
fine. Oh, wait a minute. I'm drunk.
I went home. I got home after the movie, cleaned house, and then started watching Star Wars and drinking. And I was drunk when I made that post, and then forgot I made that post till like 5 hours ago. I was at work.
Yeah, I
Which brings
commented
me
on
to
it.
you guys should totally follow Nerdly Kingdom on Instagram for more drunk posts from William.
Apparently.
That Pacific Rim picture post I made was awkward as fuck because I took like 20 different pictures, and I'm pretty sure like people sitting around me was like, "What the fuck is that guy doing?"
He's so vain.
He's so vain.
Pacific Rim.
The one where he's like, when you have to watch the new Pacific Rim movie before the podcast.
Oh yeah, that was the most. That
That was saltier.
pretentious looking picture I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was about that Power Ranger Pacific Rim movie. We gotta stop this before we go too far about
I had
talking about
something
nothing.
else to say, but I forgot.
yeah, we're just bad at staying on topic, but that's okay.
We're babbling on.
The
now.
next one's gonna
That's not
be
what- that's
even better.
That's the problem with mediocre movies. There's only so much you can really say about it. Like a really good movie, you can go on a while about how it's a good movie, and a really bad movie, you can go on forever. But a mediocre movie, the best you can do is like, it's okay.
The
Nerdly
best-
Kingdom, where mediocre people on a mediocre podcast
best
talk about
allegory I
mediocre
have for
movies.
this movie was-
So slightly above
The
mediocre.
best way I can describe this movie is taking a red letter media joke and rewriting it, which is, did you clap and applaud for any of the new characters and circumstances? No, but I clapped when Artemis used the Lancer from Gears of War to shoot that guy in the face. Yeah, so that's kind of basically where we're at now.
I don't know what a Lancer is.
The Lancer is from the video game Gears of War. The Lancer is a gun that has a chainsaw
just a game
attached
where
to it.
just two giant cogs are just like
No, remember when we went to Dragon Con and the Build a World thing? Gears of War guy was the one who accidentally smacked the person in the face with a keychain when he threw the keychains out.
No, but I clapped when that guy jumped out of that Firefly ship and became the Gundam to fight Mechagodzilla.
I clapped when it was over. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like
I didn't clap.
Actually, no, I didn't clap at all.
I'd say like, ironically, yay, it's over, or like that was a good movie clap, because both make you an asshole.
I think I may have clapped when I was arguing about the holy hand grenade. So
I don't
clapping
clap in movie
emphasizes a
theaters
point.
because
Have you seen Jack's Films Fake Facts 2 thing?
yeah, I think so.
One of them is that it's illegal to clap in the theater in like 6 states or some crap like that.
I
Good.
don't clap.
Why are you applauding movies?
I don't clap anymore in a theater as much as I like fist bump like a few times.
I don't even do that.
I like the moment the credits start rolling, I look at my phone and go, "Oh, I'm 15 minutes late for my next movie."
The physical indicator I give off to when I'm really excited about what's going on is I will sit at the edge of the seat and put my elbows on my knees.
True.
That's the most I'll do because I don't clap and applaud.
I miss going to movies with you just because of how excited you get during a movie.
I go to the movies at 9:30, so there's no one else in there, and I get the entire row and put up all the armrests and just lay there because, at the Monaco, it's not those crappy seats. They're actual recliners, and it's just like a straight bed.
The
9:30 in the morning.
Third time that I saw Love, Simon, there was a kid on the very back row that was with their two friends and they were laying across the seats.
I mean, hey, whatever works.
There's two different sides to William Bell's movie excitement. There's
William and Bell.
I sit on the edge of my seat when Luke Skywalker takes on the entire First Order and it's an exciting scene. And then I get on the edge of my seat and get excited because Daniel Day-Lewis delivered that dialogue in a very compelling way.
While sewing.
While sewing.
Clothes.
And looking up while his
thread.
eyeglasses are pointed down at the bottom of his nose.
Did you see I posted that thing on Instagram about you talking about Phantom Thread?
Phantom Thread is my favorite movie of the year.
I should probably warn you guys if I'm posting clips of you, but I suppose the whole podcast is up here. So
I don't even care. The only thing that made me hurt is whenever I cackled out during the Oscar thing because God that killed me.
It was such a genuine laugh though. That's what made it so great.
Well, I just didn't expect that response.
I know, right? Okay, we're gonna wrap this up.
I'm the only person in the world that gets excited about a movie about a guy that makes dresses and eats omelets.
Omelets are delicious.
Omelets are delicious.
Part of the day.
But that's literally that whole movie is Daniel Day-Lewis going, okay, I'm designing a dress. All right, it's time for breakfast. All right, let me look at the dress.
Sounds like a Wes Anderson movie.
All right, it's time for lunch.
Did you see Honest Trailer? Did Honest Trailer for every Wes Anderson movie?
No.
They're all the same.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. So, are we
Yes, let's end this.
All right.
Ready Player One is a solid 7 out of 10 Iron Giants high. And
that's pretty tall.
No, when you say high.
High.
How
you gotta
high?
smoke lots of green stuff to enjoy this movie.
Matcha is very important.
It's 7 out of 10. Good actors.
William, shut up so we can end this.
All right. So if you guys have seen Ready Player One, tell us what you thought of it. What?
Oh, nothing.
Tell us what you thought about it.
I'm out of beer.
Oh my God. So if you've seen Ready Player One, tell us what you thought about it, or even if you've read the book, tell us what you thought about the book too, and compare them, because I love listening to people compare stuff anyway. You can contact us through email the old school way at nerdlykingdom@gmail.com. Catch us on Twitter at _nerddom. Or get us on Instagram, which seems to be our favorite new hangout place, and it's The Nerdly Kingdom. Did I put a "the" at the beginning?
I think so.
It should be The Nerdly Kingdom. If not, it's Nerdly Kingdom. It's the one that's blue. Just check it out. Is it blue?
Also, We've hidden an Easter egg at one random part of the world. If you find it, inside is my home address. You can come visit me for a day.
I had no idea.
You can come be him.
There for a second.
It's like you can use William as an avatar. Why, I don't know, but he'll walk around in a wagon and a goat.
You can come to my house and I'll show you in my study on the wall. I've got this big interconnected thing about Star Wars history because I'm writing a Star Wars screenplay. And I'll explain to you my process of research and read to you what I've written so far.
That was a pretty good way to keep people from actually wanting to find your home address.
Good!
Also,
you gotta scare them away.
Remember, if you listen to us, make sure that you rate us. Make sure that you rate us and comment and let us know. I don't know because I am computer illiterate, but not really. I just only use it to listen to stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I haven't.
But if you can, do it.
Yeah, if you know anything about Google Music, let us know. Send it to an email, nerdlykingom@gmail.com. But no, rate us, comment on us. Do something. Tell your friends. Tell your family. And hand your phone to the hobo on the street. Let him listen to it.
Yes, everyone.
Come visit me on a Saturday and we'll go to the trade day that takes place at a city next to me and we'll barter for stuff.
Barter for milk.
Barter your cell phone.
They sell animals and just stuff. I bought a pair of nunchucks there once.
I bought a fidget spinner at a flea market.
Okay, I'm ending this. This is going nowhere. Bye!
Have a wonderful time. Have you seen Red Letter Media's Rogue One review?
Hold on.
I don't even know what that is.
The first 3 minutes of their Rogue One review is them making fun of the audience they saw the movie with. So they were like, Star Destroyers! I saw Darth Vader and I clapped! It's the funniest shit ever. I clapped because I know Star Wars!
Happy Jesus Day!